Hello and welcome to Hadoop Exam Learning Resources. In this session, we will be discussing about A00-232 Certification Exam, which is conducted by SAS. This is Advanced Programming for the SAS using 9.4. In this material, Hadoop Exam is providing currently 55 multiple choice question and answers and 20 scenarios. Based on that, you have to answer this MCQ. This Advanced Programming exam is like the people who have already cleared the A00-231 exam is conducted. So that's the what we are saying, like you need to prepare A00-215, 231 and 232 all together, because the concept across the certifications are quite common as well. So that would help if you prepare all three certification together. Obviously the difficulty level is also in the same order: 215, 231 and 232. So 215 is purely multiple choice question and answer. A00-231 exam is a hybrid exam. In this they would also provide you the scenarios and you need to answer multiple choice question and answer. In 232 exam also there is a scenarios. You need to implement this scenario, and even they would look into your code as well, the way you have implemented, because in the exam they would ask you to implement the code on a specific way and you need to implement that code as well on that specific way. So let me start on this, and we would be covering one scenario here, exactly how you should be solving this problem in your real exam as well. So let me start with this first scenario. So how do you access the material here? So the first thing what you have to do is you go to hadoopexam.com website. Okay, let me separate this out. Go click on the SAS, and on the SAS there is all SAS product would be listed over here, whatever currently available with the hadoopexam.com. You just click on the SAS 232 exam, so it would launch the page for the 232 exam. In this all the question paper, how you can access it? You can access the question paper using this access all paper. If you really don't know and wanted to know more detail about the 232 exam, so here in the same page we have provided the FAQ section, where you can see a lot of question and answers have been provided to understand the 232 certification exam as well, how scoring would be done, etc. Correct. So let me go through this exam paper like which Hadoop exam is providing here. So right now sample paper is also available, which if you have not subscribed you can access the sample paper, where we are providing 4 to 5 scenarios in detail, exactly the extraction from our paid subscription. So I'll go through the paid subscription one. I'll click on this paid subscription. Here the one practice set you can see here, 20 scenario and 55 multiple choice question answer. Click on this, it would launch the paper here. But when you launch the paper, it would ask you to enter the password. So how would you get this password? Just click on the fetch password. This would generate the dynamic password, which could be user specific, days, time, many factors are included in this, and paste on this and wait for around 15 to 20 seconds actually. So it would launch the paper because it validated the many things, and then it would launch the paper. Once question paper is launched, you can see here these are the instruction provided, like how to answer this question kind of thing. So if you want to maximize this window, you can just click over here and it would maximize the window and it would be make you comfortable with. This question paper works on mobile as well as on the tablet and desktop, MacBook, etc. So wherever browser is supported, this certification preparation materials also you can view on this. Okay, so these are the question and answers. These are the instruction. Let me go to the first scenario. If you see the format we have provided, it's somewhat similar here like with the real exam. Okay, in this you would be provided first the scenario, so you can read that scenario here. Okay, so let me go through the scenario and then I'll go further steps. So you have been given a data file named hedata1.csa file. So how would you get this data actually? Okay, so there is a data tab. You click on this data tab and you would be able to download the zip file from this, or it would open another HTML page here from where you can download this. So download data from for scenario set 1. So you click on this and you would be able to download this data. Okay, now let me go back to this scenario. hedata1.csv file. So this is my CSV file which have been given to us. This is hedata1 CSV file here, which has 5 column. Okay, ID, course name, course fee, location and date. So before you solve any scenario, you need to understand the data as well. Okay, load this file in file ref HE data. Okay, so create a file reference which point this file. So what you have to do this, you have to save this file on some location from where the SAS can access this file and create a file reference. What exactly is the file reference? This is a pointer to your physical file. You can understand more on our training actually. Create a temporary dataset named HE data1. What do you mean by temporary dataset? It means we need to create in the work directory, which is a temporary. Okay, create another temporary SQL table. Here the focus point is SQL table. Okay, you don't have to use the data step here, you have to use the SQL procedure to create a new dataset HE data1 new, and with an additional column named total fee. So now this is my dataset. I wanted to create one additional column here, name is the total fee, which provide the total fee by applying the 18% tax on the course fee. So this is my course fee, which has a fee in dollar here, and if I apply the 18% tax on this, a new column should be created with the 18% tax apply. Create another table named HE data to new for all the records which are having total fee reduced by $50 if their fee is crossing $500. If you are, after applying the 18% tax, if your fee is crossing $500, then apply the $50 discount on this and create a new column for this using this. In each record, add a constant end date 31st March 2020. So you need to add one more column here at the in this data set, and which has a constant date when is the max end date for each course would be applied. So that is 31st March 2020. Now answer the following questions. So what are the questions here? So once we implement the solution, then you would be able to answer this question. What is the total fee with the ID 7 in the data set HE data 1 new? So we have to create this data set and find the ID 7 and answer this question. What is the total fee for the Python course? How can you add max end date? So this all three questions we would be answering once we implement the solution. So Hadoop exam is obviously providing the solution as well for each scenario, how to solve this particular problem. But we highly recommend, like, before looking at the solution which is provided by Hadoop exam, try to solve the problem by your own. So it would help you to write good program as well in the real exam, because if you look into the solution which we provided, you would be guided by this solution and you would not put as much mind as needs to be put on solving such problem. So we highly recommend first solve your problem your own way and then try to match the solution we have provided. Okay, so it would make you more efficient programmer. So now in this case, I'll go through the solution which we are providing here. So this is my solution here. Okay, so what we have to do this, first create a file name HE data. Okay, so which is ask file reference pointer, which file, so this file you have to download and place on this location where SAS can access it. Okay, so we are placing on this location where the SAS can access it. So if you wanted to look into this, like where we have placed this file, so okay, let me go through this. In our case, this is a C drive. Okay, and common SAS University Edition, my folders, and HSS2. Correct. So here we have placed this file. If you can see, okay, then HSS. Okay, so this is the location where we have placed this file. Okay, and you can access this file as well. Now let me go to the solution, and I would be implementing this solution, okay, by copying pasting this code, but you would not be able to copy the content from here. This is intentional. You need to write the code as well your own, so that you would become a good programmer. Otherwise, if we provide the access to copy and paste, you would not be implementing your own. Even you would start typing it, you would learn it. So let me first create the pointer, file pointer. Okay, so we would be using SAS Studio Edition here. Okay, so in real exam they would be providing three things actually: SAS Studio, Display Manager, and Enterprise Guide. Correct. So whatever you are comfortable, you can use it. In our case, we would be using all the time SAS Studio. Okay, this is the University Edition which is freely available. You need to set up on your environment. Okay, on Windows environment or Linux environment, etc. So I would be creating the file pointer here. Next step is we need to load this file as a HE data 1. Correct. What it say? HE data is not a valid format. Access method. Okay, just let me check here. What is the issue here? Okay, now it's created. I think something wrong selected, selection was not correct. So this is how the pointer would be created here, and this is the data file, which is he data. We would be using as a source. My file format is CSV, so I would have to provide the format using the DBMS option. What is the table name? This is the temporary table data set actually, which we need to create. So we would be putting work in the front of the this data set name, and the he data one we would be creating. Okay, next option is like we need to calculate the total fee. If you go here in the exam, what they are asking us, create another temporary SQL table name. So we would be using proc SQL he data one new with an additional column named total fee by adding 18% text. So let me put the code over here. So this is my code here, where you just focus on the select statement first. So what we would be saying, select star. A star means select all the columns or variables from the he data one table and create one additional column like this, okay, by applying 18% fee on this. So this is simple mathematical calculation how to apply 18% text on the fee, and give the name to the column as total fee. And once output of this select statement should be go in he data one new table, which is new data set would be created, and we would be using create table statement for this to create a new data set based on this select statement. Okay, so now create another table named he data. Okay, before this let's try to display the output of this table which we have created. So that would be like make sure like whatever is asked we have implemented or not. Correct. So let's wait for the output. Okay, so this is the output generated here. This total fee column is created here using the course fee column by applying the 18% tax on this, and 944 is the final price. In the exam, obviously you can answer question by looking at the data as well and calculate the manually the stuff and answer this question. But in real exam you would not do this. You need to implement this code, then you can answer this question. Then you have to answer this question, because in the real exam evaluators check your code as well using the macro functions. They would be providing one macro functions to evaluate the code which you have written. So you should be able to run that macro functions, and using that you would be giving the answer. Okay, my next step is to create another table named he data to new for all the records which are having total fee reduced by $50 if total fee is more than $500. So let's create another table he data to new table. In this we would be selecting only those records which has a fee more than $500. Correct. So let me put the code over here again for the okay, here you can see this is we are creating this table using select statement. Here in the select star, again selecting all the data, calculating fee, total fee, and reducing the fee by $50, and only selecting the records which has fee more than $500. So here you can see like we are putting entire calculation expression as well in the where clause. So there are some restriction where you can use the alias column or not, kind of thing, of if we are using alias column, whether we using the calculated keyword we can use it or not. So this is all thing you can learn from our SAS A00-232 training, which is going to be launched soon. So in that we would be explaining all the stuff in detail as well. Okay, so now you can see the output of this entire code here. So two table would be generated here. Right? One is with the first which we have already discussed, and second one is total fee reduced by $50. Here you see 944 minus $50, 894. And here one additional thing also we are doing, we are creating the constant column here 31st March 2020, and the format would tell you how to display this column on the output. Correct. So MMDDYY8, so 8 character in the output would be represented here. Here you can see this is total 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 character is provided here. Okay, now in each record add the constant we have. Now answer the following question. So now this my question here is, what is the total fee in ID7 for dataset first? So ID7 is this, total fee is $531. Remember you have to put total fee, not course fee. Okay, in the answer. So 530. What is the total fee for Python course? Python course we need to look for Python course. 590 is the total fee here. Okay, it's like here I forgot to mention, they wanted to get the answer from the second data set which we have created here. So this is my Python course. This is the total fee here, $40 after putting the $50 discount. So we should have put here like from which data set they wanted to get the answer. How can you add max and date variable in each observation having this constant date value, correct? So which we have already implemented here in this code. You can see this is the syntax we would be using. So wherever the option provide this, like this is the fourth option. Okay, this is why this new column we have written here, I don't know, we should remove this new column. So just focus on this 31st March 2020 D as max and date. Okay, here you can see, and format is this. So this is the output. So this is the where this matches here. So my answer would be option D in this case. So similarly, in the real exam, they may not ask you to answer multiple choice question. It depends, they may or may not, but and they would be evaluating your question and answer using the macro function. So they would actually go and see your code using the macro function, whether you have used it or not, and they evaluate the score and etc. based on this. So in the real exam, there would be 15 multiple choice question and answer and 15 scenario based question and answer. For the scoring purpose, each multiple choice question and answer has a 1 point, and a scenario based question and answer has a 3 points. So if you see, total 60-point exam is here, and if you have to score 75%, so then only answering multiple choice question would not help, because if you even put 100% correct answer for all multiple choice question, your scoring would be only 25%, and which is 15 point out of 60. So which won't help you to pass this exam. To pass this exam, you have to have implement the coding solutions. So this is where the SAS has improved their certification material and their what you can say validity and credentials also has higher value in the market, because this is really hands-on exam. Without implementing the code, you cannot pass this exam. So that is very important thing. Now that's the reason industry is more focusing on the certified people who have actually got certified on this kind of certification where hands-on exam is asked, correct? So this is way you would be passing this exam. Now my point here is, in 232 exam, you can let me tell you now how to subscribe this. So you can go here in the SAS tab, you can select the product which you want it, and you can subscribe that individual product. But most of the time we have seen like most of the people ask for combination of 2-3 products actually. So like I'm preparing for SAS and I want to become an expert on the SAS, so I would prefer to combine all courses which make me better SAS programmer. So A00-215, A00-231 and A00-232 certification exam, which people who are focusing on the programming aspect, correct, and this base SAS programming training, correct, and the interview question. So they are combining this all 4-5 product and they are buying it. So you would get discount as well once you combine this. And another better option is like people use this annual subscription. In the annual subscription, actually whatever the material is available online, you can access from the website itself. So these are the various options available. Even you can get the quarterly subscription, 6-month subscription, annual subscription, premium and pro subscription. So these are the 5 variations right now we have. Based on your comfortability, you can subscribe the particular subscription. So once you have subscription, you would get access to like certification preparation materials, which is in the pro subscription, like various certification preparation material. Like we are talking about SAS, currently all 3 SAS certification is available through this annual subscription, pro subscription as well. And you can just click on this and you start launching this and you can access it on the mobile, tablet, desktop, anywhere you want it. So there is no separate installation is required. And EMC is a data science certification, so 2 certification exam for the EMC data science, you can access it from here. Then various trainings. Okay, so we have like training, we are talking about Spark training, NiFi training. Spark training events available in Scala and Python, correct. NoSQL training, Hadoop administration training, big data training, SAS training, base training currently available. We are going to add new training for A00-232 certification, which is more complex exam and quite tough exam, and but has a more value in the industry. So this is soon we are going to launch. So if you have annual subscription, you would be getting access to this training as well. without subscribing separately. If you have your subscription is active, correct, you can access it. So various training ebooks, so we, for the technology, we are also keep launching the ebooks as well, so which you can access it by clicking on this. Next is the interview preparation material. So by doing all the certification trainings, reading the books, your final target is to like either grow in your current position or switch the career from one domain to another domain, a kind of thing, or grow vertically kind of thing, or if you're fresher, you want to get the job. So for this we have started providing the interview preparation. So interview preparation would generally include interview question and answers. This is not necessarily, we could have more stuff to be like added like in future to get like how to many more factors. So once we launch, then only we will discuss about this. Right now I cannot discuss. Okay, so now if you can see like various interview preparation material. So let me talk about the SAS interview questions. So right now we have for SAS based interview preparation material, so 165 questions which we have launched. This you would get in the two format. Actually, one is an ebook format which you can access it online, or another is like just a video come audio book. So if you wish to watch and listen that SAS interview question, you can use this video come audio book as well, so you can listen it kind of thing. And if you want to watch it, if you're not comfortable with the accent or something, you can read it or watch it as well. So this is how we would be providing. So I hope I would be able to explain you the things, and mostly we are talking about this A00-232 certification, how the like questions would be like in your real exam. So we are providing currently 20 scenario based questions and 55 multiple choice question and answer which you need to answer based on implementation of this scenario. I hope this would be helpful for you, and if you are watching this video on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe it. In the description section we have provided all the required links for this as well. And at the last, I would highly appreciate if you help or provide references to your friend about this hadoopexam.com. We are trying to provide this material as better quality as possible and want you to make expert in the particular technology where you want to grow as per your choice. So we would be adding material very frequently on this. So I would again recommend you go in the subscribe button here and join the Google group over here. So you can join this Google group, and whatever new addition happens, we can alert you by putting the post on this Google group, or we can send an email announcement as well. We won't send you too many emails to spamming your email box. We would be generally once in a week we would be sending an email, or we have a major releases across our products, then only we would be sending the email. So don't worry, we won't spamming your email box. We would keep it as less as possible, but as alerted as you want this, correct? So this is how the things work, and thanks for watching, and I'm stopping now.